Hey there, wine lovers. Welcome back to this week's video. So today we're going to be taking you on a little behind the scenes view of the mastermind behind our exquisite wines. We're going to do a little grape to glass journey here. You're going to be experiencing the passion, hard work, and the joy that goes into making every bottle here at Hawkhaven Winery. So without further ado, we're going to go on a little adventure and meet our winemaker, Todd Worker. He is the head and executive winemaker at Hawkhaven Winery. Don't forget to subscribe for more behind the scenes content, and let's go ahead and dive in.
Hi, I'm Todd Worker, executive winemaker here at Hawkhaven Vineyard and Winery, as well as the co-owner along with my wife, Kenna Worker. My introduction into winemaking started back in 1997 with the first 100 grapevines of Cabernet Sauvignon that we planted. In 1999, we planted 1,600 more vines of Cabernet Sauvignon, and then 2 years after that, we planted Chardonnay, Pinot Grigio, Syrah, and Merlot. Shortly after planting all of those grapevines, I realized that I really needed to gain more knowledge on the winemaking scene. I enrolled in classes in UC Davis out in California and also hired some winemaking consultants to help be able to utilize that knowledge better in the winery. Since then, I've hired two great winemakers to work with me in the winery. I've got my head winemaker, Connor McCaney, and my assistant winemaker, Sam Pagliarulo. One thing about the wine industry is that virtually no day is like the other day. Every season has different things that we can normally do in the winery. During the growing season, my time is really kind of set with being out in the vineyard, analyzing the fruit, making sure that everything is of the utmost quality out there and all of the tasks that we need to do are achieved on a regular basis. Same thing with the winery. Every day is different in the vineyard. Growing season starts with bud break, and then we have fruit set and veraison, and as we near harvest, everything changes into sampling the fruit, tasting the fruit, figuring out what our harvest parameters are going to be and when our harvest dates are going to be. However, generally, a typical day in the winery consists mostly of analyzing the wines, assessing the situation the second you walk into the winery. Sometimes if something's not right, you can smell that, you can pick it up. We rely almost 100% on our senses when we're tasting the wines. The same goes with when we walk into the winery. Same thing with tasting wines. A lot of times we'll take little samples of each and every one of the wines and just to make sure they're behaving the way that we want them to. If they're not, we can do some different things with our winemaking backgrounds that we have and how to correct any of those problems that might be occurring. My philosophy with winemaking is really quite simple. Let the wines dictate what they want to be and guide them through their path to get ready for bottling. However, we also want to make really well-balanced, harmonious wines where each component of the wine enhances the other to make wines that really have depth and aroma and flavor profile that compels you to taste it, think about it, smell it more. We really want wines that you're going to be able to enjoy with food-friendly wines, and that's our kind of basic mindset when it comes to winemaking philosophy. So most of the challenges that we face here at Hawkhaven have to do with vintage to vintage variation due to the weather. Some seasons it's hotter and drier, others it's cooler and maybe a little bit more wet. And so some of those varieties that we talked about have different parameters in which they excel in, which makes those grapes taste better at harvest. For instance, a long, dry, hot summer really works well for our Cabernet Sauvignon, but a cooler season is going to work better for our Chardonnay, Pinot Grigio, and Pinot Noir grapes. So that variation is the thing that's going to be the biggest challenge because year in and year out, we don't get to make exactly that same type of wine every single year. It'd be really easy if every year we would grow Cabernet Sauvignon and it was the same every single time. It'd be easy in the winery. We knew it was going to come in at certain sugar levels with certain acids and the flavor profile is going to be such. But that again is that challenge. We have to use our ability to blend grapes, blend wines together, and all of our various winemaking techniques to make the best possible wines. So thanks for joining me here at the winery. Hopefully you enjoyed a glimpse of the behind the scenes, and I hope you'll come out and join us here at Hawkhaven Winery.